Ladies and gentlemen, Dark Dimension 6 is live, and now that there's a few super-skrulls in the games, have my plans changed? Also, more bugs in Marvel Strike Force, and is the end of Hoarding actually a good thing, or is it a bad thing? We're discussing this all and answering your questions from the Haunted Castle in Dingwall, Scotland. And if you're ready for that Valley Club, you know what to do. Find that like button, and let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Hello, Valley Maniacs. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I'm ValleyFlyin. Hope you're having a great day. We are staying in the haunted Tulloch Castle in Dingwall, Scotland. About to leave, about to check out. Wanted to make this video to answer some of the mailbag questions that I haven't got to. So welcome. We're still on vacation, still going to return on July 6th. Next stop, we're going to Northern Ireland, then Ireland, back to London. So we have a lot more, but I wanted to get this video out to answer some of the questions and talk about Dark Dimension 6. But as we're doing this, more bugs in the game right now, and let's go take a look at what has happened with the Alpha Raid. So this was actually the first Greek raid that launched since the update went with the thing about the keys, not having the keys, and there were some issues with it. So what they said, and we're gonna get this editor response in just a little bit, but today, keys for Alpha Raid have been delivered to alliances that did not receive their total amount yesterday and were unable to launch. Now, the time zones are a little weird. I'm not sure if our alliance launched on time, but when I opened my app, we had an Alpha Raid going. So I think things went well, but yeah, let me know if your alliance had issues with this. There's a visual only issues where the incorrect number of keys were displayed. If you haven't launched an Alpha Raid, this will be corrected when the next iteration of Alpha Raid begins. So yeah, we knew there was going to be some weirdness with the Greeks. I think these non-keys things is working very good for the Incursion or Doom or whatever raid your alliance is in. But yeah, with the Greek raids, we also knew there's going to be weirdness. So the cap for the Alpha raids is currently temporarily increased for the next few weeks from 30,000 to 45,000 to ensure alliance can use all of these keys. Some extra Alpha raid energy will be sent to players in affected alliance with 2 staggered inbox messages, so you don't feel you need to use it all now. And we greatly appreciate your patience while we worked it. But edited message: the delivery of the Alpha keys and energy will unfortunately be delayed until tomorrow. This was posted on the 27th, so probably we're getting this today if your alliance was affected by this. But yeah. Let's talk about the other big thing going on in Marvel Strike Force, and that is this Dark Dimension 6 launch live. So I know Beta Ray Bill, when we talked to him, and there's other people that were ready for the race. So I bet at this time there's currently some super-skrulls in the game, in the wild. Let me know if you see any, and let me know what you're doing for to prepare for this right now. The different raid rewards that they've had with the big-time Spider-Man rewards also meant that these elite orbs, for these elite teal orbs, only awarded the top 1% of the alliances, which seems like it is a very small. It seems like it should be more alliances getting that, and it seems like the more alliances should be getting more, or we should be getting more shards of big time Spider-Man. But the good thing is, it is a war defense character, so the less people that have this strong war defense team, I think is the better. I don't think he has a lot of value outside of the war defense. I don't think it's a good character to take into Dark Dimension 6, although there are some people testing it right now in Dark Dimension 6, probably have super-skrull unlocked. So we'll wait till we see what happens with that. But yes, it is live right now. I don't know when most players are going to get in. I'm not expecting to get in for a few months, so yeah, it's going to be a while for most players. So let's go into the mailbag questions that I've been slacking on. Let's go back and check out the mailbag questions. So, F, you are a brave person, already have Dr. Doom up to gear 18. My recommendation for most players, unless you're a big Kraken and trying to get into to win the race for super-skrull, hold off. See what's going to happen with the best characters. Because as we remember from Dark Dimension 2, a lot of players went in, got Minerva, and then, or went in without Minerva, and then Minerva was released, which made Dark Dimension 2 easy mode, and other Dark Dimensions have had other characters that have made it a lot easier. So the best characters for Dark Dimension 6 may not even be in the game yet. All right, ValleyFlyin, have you noticed that it's impossible to log in with the game right now? There's a few older issues right now. I think this is an older question. I hope you got in, brother, very, very quickly. And the Nowhere Siege has ended. All right. So up to the current questions, ValleyFlyin, less than 24 hours after the great Save MSF meeting. Little different. The player's voice, the Save MSF, Fix MSF was previous ones, but less than 24 hours after the most recent one, it was the player's voice. And we listen to Do Better. They take away Hoarding, so players can't get a head start on events. Only be achieved by buying with a full stop. That's not completing the event just to achieve a monthly item. I've been completing these events. I've spent a little bit on Val. I bought that offer, but other than that, not spending to do these milestones. And I've gotten the meta item. I've not gotten all the way to the Kraken milestones, but it seems, at least on its surface, that it's a little easier. Let me know if that's your experience as well. I've been playing for a while, so my roster's a little bigger, and if you have a bigger roster, that's either because you've been playing for a while or you're spending a lot of money. So I'm very curious to how some of the newer or mid-game players are doing with these events with not as large rosters. But I know that it is completable without spending money, but again, that's based on my roster. So let me know what you guys are doing with this, if it is completable. And what they said, that they're ending these Hoarding, they're not going to take into account the extra rewards that we may have saved into these calculations to reach these milestones. So hopefully it works like it should. I haven't had the time to take a look at all these numbers to see if it actually is for these subsequent events, but just on its surface, playing the game, it seems like it is. But let me know if you're having trouble, because I do want to relay that feedback to the devs. And of course, the feedback for the player's voice is hopefully received well by the devs. All right, why do they keep fixing things that nobody asked for, like claim all mail button, character event campaigns? I don't know. I mean, hopefully, like I said, the player's voice can relay some of the concerns, the actual concerns that the community has, because things like the claim all, that was not asked for. I'm glad that they have said that they're not going to use the Hoarding in the calculations, although Hoarding, that is one of the big things that I miss. I think it is a good thing to be able to hoard some of these. I'm glad that they're not calculating these events, but I think being able to claim all this stuff when we want, if there's maybe a milestone that's not as important and you've already reached the meta item, or there's no meta item and you want to skip those rewards, with the previous system, you could have done that, and like not open your gold orbs for an event that you thought was trash and saved it for an event that you thought was good. Hopefully it balances out, because that is one of the bad things. Now they auto-claim everything in the mail, and you get something that you can claim during an event. Doesn't count if it arrived in your mail before it started. I have my doubts if they're going to lower the milestones where they actually achievable with grinding. Why don't they actually work on things like people want, like a blitz all button? Well, that one is just because that's a silly metric that they look at. They think that when you log in, even if it's for something stupid that you hate, like blitz, they think that's a good thing because you're logging into the game. I think that's a silly metric to look at, because if you're logging in and not having fun, I think that decreases the engagement of players instead of increasing it. So that's a silly one. The costumes, I don't think the costume is necessarily a bad thing, but to spend the dev hours on that instead of fixing some of the things, they could have used their hours a little more efficiently. And the costumes that don't work, crashing the game. I mean, President Loki, how long has that been weird in the game? It seems for every one step forward to take 2 steps back. What are their thoughts? I think they're trying. I think they're just a little tone deaf in the past, but like I said, with the open line, with the player's voice movement, the letter that is sent in response to that, with increasing gold, and it seems like we have gotten more gold, at least in the war rewards, all that stuff. Hopefully we get more things that we actually want, and not just some unnecessary things like, why do we need this? So I'm hopeful. I'm crossing my fingers, but yeah, we'll see what happens with this. But I'm hoping more good things are coming. All right, Hey Valley, from their second new post, more bull. We're giving you more character shards in the 2 passes. Actually, no, you won't. Wait, are people actually still buying these? I mean, I haven't bought this since like the first or second one. These battle passes, the strike passes. I'm glad that they're giving us more stuff, more relevant stuff, teal things, more character shards. But your point here, they're giving us what they had before, because yeah, I do think they reduced that, and then they never brought it back since the initial inception of these strike passes and battle passes. I think what would have been a better solution is to lower the prices of that and increase the rewards, because $10, I think there's a lot more people tempted to buy those than $20, especially if it's on a monthly basis. So I think they did one step by increasing the rewards. I think the other thing that they should have done is, decrease the cost of that, so more people will be tempted to buy those. I know I haven't bought those for a while. Let me know in the comments, are you buying those strike passes and those battle passes on a consistent basis? Are you waiting to see if there's a certain character that you want, or it's just not good that you're winning? All right, this is originally what companies do before the big sale, put their price up and then reduce it down to what they previously call as if nothing has changed. They're just going to do more of the same. I mean, some companies do that in around Christmas time, right? They raise their prices right before Christmas or Thanksgiving, and it's like, all right, this is a 85% savings, when it actually is, not that big of a savings. And not sure. I don't think that's the case here, because it's the same price, but it is giving more stuff. I think they should also decrease the cost of that as well. As a small spender, I've abstained from any purchases since Christmas, but with Player's Voice and things possibly changing, I did buy Thor, as I love the Asgardians. However, I've not bothered, as with the previous mail within 48 hours are taken away, and being able to possibly get in ahead of it, give us back what we had originally. So it seems that I've been completing these events. Like I said, I do have a old roster. I've been playing this game for over 5 years, so my roster is pretty big. But it seems like we're getting these events easier to complete. I know I've been away on vacation, not spending as much time playing. I missed a few of these daily logins and energy because it's like in the middle of the night here in the UK. So and I'm completing these. So it seems like they're easier to complete, but I haven't looked at the numbers, so we'll see when I get back. I'll do all the numbers, and we'll give it more time, because they screw up some things, and they try to make things very stingy in the beginning so that they can be like the heroes and come back and say, hey, we're increasing this stuff. So we'll see how it goes. All right, Valley, thinking back to Nova leaderboard payouts, and you finished around 5,162 and only got paid for rewards for 11%. That has me thinking the rank rewards players are being counted into percent rewards. Yeah, I definitely think that is the case. But your point here, I agree with it. I think that they shouldn't, so if you're placing 5,001 and then you get 11%, that doesn't seem right. Seems like you should be the first place of the next tier right after 5,000. But yeah, thinks that they're not calculating it correctly. With using the 42,000 players that qualified for the first time, I heard that it would be impossible for anyone to get in the top 10% payouts, as the top 10% would have been ranked 4,200 and they got rewards. Yeah, that's why there's not enough players that are qualifying for these events. There's a lot of these percent-based rewards don't even get rewarded out, and I think they should take out the qualifiers. That would make it a little more appealing for players to push, get things like that. So if the rewards go up to the top 5,000 and it goes to 1% after that, 5,001 should get those 1% rewards and not have those 5,000 calculated in it. I think that's a fair thing. I do like this solution, and I'm going to propose it to the devs. I don't know why they haven't thought of that before, or why I haven't heard of this before, but this sounds like a very good solution. How hard would it be to subtract the rank rewards players for alliances with these leaderboards and events and do the percentage? Yeah. For Scopely, I don't know, but for majority of people who do math, it's pretty easy. This seems like the logical solution for this issue. You can think of all these leaderboard events and how many players have been getting shortchanged rewards. Any chance you can find out how they do their calculations? I think we know how they do their calculations, but I'm gonna push so hopefully they change this, because yeah, as of now, I think they do think it's working as intended. All right, next question. I have a question about Mystic Team. Why do we need 3 Lokis in the same time? I know Lady Loki is different enough, but Kid Loki doesn't make sense other than leveling up Val. I'm skipping this team at the time because of the 3 Lokis. I actually enjoy the 3 Lokis. Val is actually a character that I don't enjoy the most, and it's more based on the look of that character. I think the look is silly. Maybe they change up the color scheme, maybe give another costume, or just make the colors match up a little more. Just looks very cut and paste. And a lot of you guys said it looks like a child drew that character, or came up with the character. Some crazy, a bunch of fanboy ideas came together and they all got mishmashed. And just Val's the one I have a problem with. But Sylvie, I think, is a cool character. Kid Loki / Alligator Loki is cool. I know they could have been separate characters, but I do think that both of those are cool. Now, with that said, I'm not a fan of all these Spider-Man, all these Captain Americas, when there's other characters like Nightcrawler, Professor X, though, that the community has been wanting for a while, that's still missing from the game. So I'm not that way with all these teams, but the Loki one, I kind of like that. Let me know if I'm the minority of that, though, if you want other characters. But I do like the look of these teams, and I hope they change Val. But if Val's the one that's unskippable, you're right on that one. Whether you like the look of this character or not, if you want to be competitive, the raids, and I think that's the character that has the most use outside of the raids in this Bifrost team as well. So let me know your thoughts on this Bifrost team. Let me know if you have a problem with it or not. Next question, Valley. Happy Father's Day, my friend. I know it's a little late, but I hope all of you guys had a happy Father's Day. I was posting on social media, all that stuff, and we had fun on that day. We were in London. All right, the new Mystic Raid team looks strong, except for the long cooldowns on paper, so they were tested. I mean, did the people from the Envoy get a chance to test them on the test server? Yes. But we did not be able to test them at the highest difficulties. We only had the lowest difficulties at the incursion raids, and you know, even like the Eternals and stuff could beat that pretty much on Sims. So I don't know if it was a good test, but what gives me confidence is the Rebirth team and the Invaders team. Both those teams smashed really hard in the raids. They said they were supposed to smash in the raids, do it fully sim, and I know both of those teams for myself is under 1 million power, and they still are doing very, very good in those raids. So I think that the Bifrost team is going to be really good. It's going to be hard to get a full test until they allow the test server to do the higher difficulties, and that's been one of the requests for the envoys for a while, to get these higher difficulties to be able to test. And that's why there's some weirdness between what goes on in a test server and what goes on in actual gameplay, because in the test server we don't have those higher difficulties. The Bifrost team has very long cooldowns with their complicated kits. I have zero confidence that Val's energy battery will work correctly, and this team, the team making work in raids. Plus, outside the raids, this team is not going to do more than their ults. Outside of the raids, this team is not going to do too much. Val might, but the rest of the team is going to struggle. It's going to struggle to having anywhere outside of the raids. I mean, obviously they could be good on defense in Crucible, could do on defense in War, but yeah, that's not what they're made for. But yeah, I think this team is going to work in raids, and like I said, that's based on the Rebirth Invaders, not what I've seen on the test server, because it's very easy. Plus, we're going to off the topic of Bifrost team. What are the heroes unique for these tunes? So yeah, they're actually in the game right now, so you can check that out yourself. I don't know of them off the top of my head, but they're an msf.gg and all that. All right, next question. Hey, Valley. Hope you and the family are having an amazing vacation. Thank you, my brother, and wherever you are, hope you're having an amazing week. Hope you're having an amazing summer, and hope everybody is having an amazing summer. And oh, by the way, we may be doing a meetup in London on our final leg of the trip. So we're in Scotland right now. This is our last. We're actually about to check out of this haunted castle. But we're going to Belfast, and we're going to Dublin, and back in London. And when we go back to London, we may be doing a meetup. So stay tuned, social media for that. But want to show you a response on TikTok from MSF for a suggestion of Deadpool variant team back in May. Since then, Cerebro has been wearing a Deadpool shirt in another TikTok video. So this could be a new team in the future. I wonder as well. Let's see the comment. How cool would it be to have a team with all the Deadpool variants? I think that would be pretty cool. I'm not sure what all the Deadpool variants are. I know Deadpool, I know Gwenpool. Nothing else is coming to my head, but I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be a lot more cool than this Infestation team, which makes absolutely no sense. Pairing Spider-Man with a Nazi and Swarm on the same team just because they're bug related. it makes no sense other than they want to sell a war defense team. It's good that they reworked like Black Widow and some of these other characters, but yeah, that team makes no sense. A Deadpool variant team would be a lot better in my opinion. It would be a lot more appealing and make a lot more sense to me than some of the teams that they have in the game right now. All right, hey ValleyFlyin, would you post your blitz save squad so we could borrow your team setup? I haven't updated my team since Pathfinder retired, and let's be real, I don't want to think too hard about this game mode. No, it's not worth thinking too hard about. I'm going to post my link now. I do have one auto lose team, but 47 other teams that are pretty good to win. But with posting these links for your save squads, you got to remember that you may need to make some adjustments based on your own roster, because the way blitz works, if you have maybe one strong character like Red Hulk and you have some trash aim characters or something like that, well, the opponents are going to match that. So you're going to have one strong character and then a bunch of trash characters. So make sure that you are using a strong character and that you have on your roster, and maybe not one that I have on my roster. And make sure that when you're looking at the opponents, they don't have like a strong, Apocalypse that is based on your roster. Because if you have one strong in 4 weeks, the opponents are going to have one strong in 4 weeks. Make sure that their strong character is not a good character that you're facing, because even with that, you may still lose. All right, hey ValleyFlyin, quick question. I know they added more gold recently to War Store rewards. Did they ever say where they're going to put more gold next or not? Not to my knowledge. I've been trying to keep up with everything on vacation, but unless I missed something, I don't think they've said anything. Now, with that said, I do know that I've had more gold. My gold hasn't dropped too much in the past, under 10 million recently. So that is a good thing. And I'm spending a lot of gold per day, about 3 million gold per day. There was one that I spent like 8 million, but I think we're getting more gold, not just with the War Season rewards, some of these events, which is why they probably not announced it, because these are limited time events. They're not always coming back. So I think we are getting more gold. It's hard to say though, because when it's events and they're limited time, you get some big influx and then nothing for a while. So I do think we've had more gold, but to answer your question, no, they have not said what they are going to do moving forward, but they did say there's more to come. And I hope it's not just in events, because again, these events could go away. So yeah, all right. ValleyFlyin, another question. What's the best T4 and ISO 8 for this Invader team? Let's go into my game right now. This is the Invader team. Here we have Nick Fury. And again, this may not be the best, but this is what I'm doing. And this team can fully sim difficulty. I think we're in difficulty 2 or difficulty 3 of the incursion raids every day. This team full sims it. All right, so Nick Fury has his ultimate and his passive, and he is a raider. Next, we have Iron Fist, World War II. He has his ultimate, passive, and he is a skirmisher. We have Captain America, World War II, ultimate and passive T4. He is also a skirmisher. Union Jack is a raider with all the T4s. And Bucky Barnes has a special, and he has the passive, and he is a striker. And that is what I have right now for my Invader team. And that is what I have right now for my Invader team. ValleyFlyin, love your content, but for me, we are working for a company who's taking advantage of the community. I've spent money, and it's ridiculous that we're getting no charge, no more than raising the prices when they did back in the pandemic. Now, I know with the most recent release, Val, I think that seems like it's a little more. I know they've reduced the cost. We've had $60 offers and $100 offers, but Val was $24, and maybe that's just a one-time thing because it's an original character. But I know one of the big complaints that the player's voice was trying to communicate was the expensive offers. Now, to your point, working for a company, we're not working for them. We're playing the game that they make. They're supposed to make us happy. So if you don't like what they're selling, don't buy it. That's the way you make your voice heard. Don't buy what they're selling if you don't like it. It's supposed to be a game. We're having fun. So they can offer whatever the heck they want, but I don't need to buy it. You know, some Krakens are going to buy everything, but unless you're a Kraken, you don't need to buy everything. I haven't spent Val. I bought Val, but I haven't spent like I used to spend in this game, and I'm still completing this events, still having fun in certain game modes, but you don't have to spend in this game to have fun. And last but not least, any updates to your Dark Dimension 6 plans? No, my plan is still to hold. We have Dark Dimension 6 live right now. You're gonna start to see some super-skrulls in the wild. You may start seeing some super-skrulls and blitz as your opponents and wars and things like that. Maybe even your arena if super-skrull works in some of the current arena comps. But yeah, my plans right now is what I'm recommending for everybody that's not a Kraken, that's pushing to be one of the first with super-skrull. Hold off and wait. Don't push for this, especially with the limited gear tier 18 that we're getting. All these pieces either very, very expensive with use of gold, or they're gonna be or you gotta really push for the raise. And I don't like that only the top 1% is getting these elite teal pieces with these gear 18 pieces. Hopefully they ease up on that soon. What they've shown in the past is once people start to unlock these characters like Ultron and Doom and Dormammu, they start to ease up on the gear pieces that they're giving. So hopefully people get the big players get super-skrull fast, and then the rest of the players like us can get the shards or get the pieces that we can upgrade our characters and get into Dark Dimension 6. And that is it. No updates to my plan, but hopefully we can update this video soon. This is our last time in this last few minutes in this haunted castle here. But yes, that is it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully I get a good internet connection and can upload this in a reasonable time frame. But I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.